Hi, it's Mrs. Siggins here. I'm just here to tell you a little bit more about the Geography GCSE and why it's a really exciting and interesting option to take. So as you can see, the qualification is made up of 3 different exam papers, all of which are 1.5 hours long. There is only one paper in terms of tiering, so all students access the same paper. However, there are different tariffed questions on each paper. So for example, there's 1 and 2 mark questions, can be multiple choice, often using sources of information such as maps and photos. Then there are 4 mark questions. These often have a little bit more detail, explain, suggest why. And then we go on to our higher level questions, 6 and 9 mark, where we look at to what extent, discuss and assess. The content of the exam mixes between human and physical, as well as teaching skills and issue evaluation, which is part of paper 3. So students will begin in year 10 looking at the challenge of natural hazards, tectonic hazards, atmospheric hazards and UK weather hazards. Students then study changing economic world for the first part, where we look at units of measuring development. The key concepts in the first part of the unit are crucial for students to understand development, which links in with their next unit on urban issues and challenges. In this unit, we look at Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and then we focus on a city in the UK, London. We then follow this by looking at the living world, where we look at deforestation of the Amazon and development opportunities in hot environments, where we look at the Thar Desert in Pakistan. Students end the year by undertaking their familiar fieldwork at a coastal location along the east coast of Yorkshire in Hornsea. This links in with our unit on coast and coastal management. In year 11, students study the second part of UK physical landscapes, where we look at rivers. We then go on to resource management, looking at the distribution and consumption of food, energy and water, where we then further focus on the food unit within the UK. Finally, we focus on changing economic world, where we look at Nigeria, and then we focus on how the UK economy has changed. In year 11, students also complete the pre-release, which is released by the exam board in March before the exam, and it's based on a decision-making exercise around a key topic from the papers 1 or 2. Geography as a subject includes the fundamental principles of how the world works, both in a physical sense and for the human society it stains. This knowledge is essential to being an educated citizen and allows you to live, work and succeed all over the world in any field that you choose to enter. There are so many skills within geography, not just in the content that we teach, but in terms of the skills that we use within the exam and that we prepare you for the future. So, for example, decision-making skills are embedded, and it's part of your paper 3. It makes sure that you are good communicators, that you can flexibly think, that you can problem solve, and that makes you socially, environmentally and economically aware. So when we're looking at problems such as climate change, issues such as coastal management, flooding, where we need the engineers of the future, geography is really going to help you with that. Geographers can handle data. We look at lots of mathematical skills, graphical, cartographical skills. We like to ask questions and find answers. It also teaches you to analyse and evaluate, look at both sides of an argument, both sides of an issue, and come to conclusions using evidence. It's a really exciting time for geographers because there's so many jobs out there relating to geography and the skills that we look at. There's lots of transferable skills, but the key skills at the moment that people are looking for are those in green skills and green jobs, and having that understanding of the future, having that understanding about how humans impact the future. So, for example, jobs in logistics, jobs in law, jobs in energy conservation, retail, construction, engineering, finance and tech. Like I said, it's a really exciting time for geographers. Geospatial jobs, using technology. So have a read and think about where geography can really take you.